Hi, I'm Ed B. Miller with Keystone Financial Group, and I'm here to help you stay calm in this uncertain economy. It's been a long time since investors have had to worry about inflation. Now it's making headlines because prices are rising faster than expected. In this video, I'm going to talk about what that means and what you can do to protect your portfolio. Before you start to worry about how high inflation might affect your investments, let's take a closer look at the facts behind the headlines. First, what exactly is inflation? While it may sound like cause for panic, inflation simply refers to the gradual rise in prices over time, meaning the dollars you have today won't buy as much tomorrow. This often happens when there's more demand than supply, resulting in increased prices. And when an external event, like a natural disaster or pandemic occurs, it makes it hard for companies to produce enough to keep up with consumer demand, which can lead to higher prices, resulting in inflation. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. Stable, predictable inflation is actually considered a good sign for a growing economy. Second, why is inflation rising? Inflation is rising because prices are increasing faster than usual. But it's useful to know that most measures of inflation compare what's happening now with what was happening in the recent past. Less than 2 years ago, the US economy basically shut down because of COVID-19. So be aware that the economic impact of the pandemic is going to distort any year-over-year comparisons in the short term. Third, and most importantly, what should you do about it? That all depends on how long it sticks around. Many economists are expecting inflation to increase in the short term, but not to impact the economy as much as it has in the past. And the Federal Reserve is keeping a close eye on this situation. If it looks like inflation isn't going to settle down later this year, they will take proactive measures to keep it in check. Either way, the important thing is to avoid making any type of knee-jerk reactions. If you make big moves now to hedge against inflation, you could lose big if the inflation turns out to just be temporary. If inflation is going to stick around for a while, it may be appropriate to make some prudent adjustments, like considering higher future inflation estimates in your long-term income planning. But this all depends on the individual factors, like the makeup of your portfolio and when you're planning to retire. This is definitely not a one-size-fits-all scenario, and this is where it helps to get personalized advice from a financial professional. We are also keeping a close eye on what's happening within the economy, and together we can create a plan that makes sense for your needs. And be sure to stay tuned for our March newsletter, where we will dive a little deeper into what inflation may look like in the future, so that you can be properly prepared. If you have a question about what I've discussed here today, or you'd like to speak with someone personally about what's going on, please use the form below to send us a message and we will reach out to you shortly. Thank you.